All right, good day, class. Welcome back. Please have this paper out. This is in your packet. I think this is the third page, and a periodic table as well as a calculator, a graphing calculator or a blue calculator. Grab it from the back or in the front here. Just make sure you have one, okay? And so last time we already finished talking about, let's see, atoms to mole, right? 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. If we talk about elements, then it is atoms. If we talk about compounds, it is molecules. And then in the molecule, we can take out the atoms. But we'll keep it simple. It's one or the other here, not both. And 2 days ago, we did, 2 class periods ago, we did grams to mole. So grams to mole, anytime you have grams, you get the grams from where? From the periodic table. That is right. So the first one here, number 1, you always start with what you're given. So read this. What is the mass of this many atoms of zinc? So you start with that many atoms of zinc. You just write it down, copy it exactly. 2.4 times 10 to the 24th atoms of zinc. Zn. Okay? And draw your little grid here. Don't draw your line first. So a lot of you like to draw your line first and then you don't have enough room to write this long number and units. Make sure you have units on all of them. Copy this unit down, atoms of zinc. Bring it down to the bottom of the next one. Atoms of zinc. Atoms of Zn. In the second step, we'll have mole. So 1 mole of Zn will go on top. 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms. Okay. So we go directly to mole. We did that last time. But what is the question asking? The question is asking for what is the mass? What is the mass of this? So you extend that one more. Notice I'll extend that one more here, that next step, so that I need to get to mass. Mass, the unit of mass is what? Is grams. I need to get to grams, okay? A couple of you on your quiz, you still put mass as the unit. It's like you put like 10 mass of zinc. No, it's actually grams. So mole of Zn down here, copy the unit. Let's follow that pattern. You'll notice this pattern, we keep doing that. Bring down the next one, right? We brought it down to the next one. Why do we bring it down? So that we can cancel them out. Okay, so 1 mole of zinc here, again, this is the molar mass, grams of zinc. 1 mole of zinc is what mass? So you need the periodic table, which I need to grab one real quick. The mass of zinc is 65.38, so I can round it 65.38, yeah, 65.4 or 38, either way if you want to. All right, so you'll notice again, this cancels out, and we're left with what? The last unit on top is grams of zinc. That's what we're looking for. The last unit is always what you're supposed to be looking for. Okay. And you put an equal sign, multiply all the numbers on top. Multiply all the numbers on top. 2.4 times 10 to the 24th times 5.4. And then divide by the bottom. Divide by the bottom. But make sure when you divide by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, make sure you put parentheses when you put it in the calculator, okay? And if you do that correctly, I'll give you a minute to do that. When you do that correctly on this problem, you should get 2.4 times 10 to the 24th times 65.4 divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. You will get 260.7. 260.7 grams, and the unit is grams of zinc, the last unit. Some of you are still struggling with units. Make sure you get those units right, and it should answer the question. See? So that is that first one. Did I do that right? Yeah, that makes sense. That's 4 moles. Yeah, that's 4 moles. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, and so that's the same process there for number 2. Okay, the same process there for number 2. And then I want to go ahead and go to number 3. It's a different example. So you apply the same process for number 2. Number 3, we start with grams now. So again, pause this video if you need time to finish number 1, number 2. Again, I'm just teaching this so that because I'm not here or this is a tutorial video. So 87 grams of neon. So you go 87 grams of neon. All right. And you will see over and over again why it is so important to have the right units. So grams of neon will go on the bottom. Some of you wonder, like, do I put mole there? Do I put grams there? No, you just, whatever you got here, bring it down to the next one. That's how you know. So what goes on top? 1 mole of neon. Because if you find one, you know the other. So grams, where do I find grams? The PT, periodic table, 20.2 for neon. 20.2. 20.2 grams for neon there. But we're at mole. What are we looking for? We are looking for atoms of neon. Atoms. So we got to take it one more step, that additional step to change it to atoms. So mole of neon will go to the bottom. 1 mole is how many atoms? So atoms is on top. We want that to be on top because that's the last thing that we stop at, or that's the last thing that we're looking for, right? So 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of neon. Okay, that's a 3. And so notice the units cancel out. Neon cancel out with neon, grams of neon. Moles of neon cancel out with moles of neon. And you're left with the only thing you're looking for. That is correct, atoms of neon. So the work is there for you. Now multiply 87. Let me change the color here. 87 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Divide by 20.2. So 87 times 10 to the 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd divided by 20.2. I get 2.59. 2.59. That EE to the 24th is times 10 to the 24th atoms. As far as atoms, you always get a bunch of atoms of neon, of course. You always get a bunch of atoms because atoms are so tiny. It takes so many atoms to make up 1 mole. Okay? It takes so many atoms to make 1 mole. So that's the same process as number 4. So notice number 1 is an example of to help you to do number 2. Number 3 is an example to help you do number 4. Number 5 here is going to be an example to help to do number 6. And the only difference for number 5 here is that we're talking with water now. Water is a compound. So the particles that make up compounds are molecules. So we're looking for molecules instead of atoms. Because single elements, like what did we just do? Neon and zinc, those are single elements. Those are atoms that make up those things. So this time it makes molecules make up these things. So we start with the same thing. It's the same process, okay? 6.25 times 10 to the 25th. Guys, there you should not be confused. I'm going to abbreviate molecules as molec here. It's a little shorter. Don't just stop at mole. Okay. So the confusion, I don't know. I hope you're not confused by what to start with. You just get that from the question. Look at the question, number 5. The only number and the only unit that's given is that. So you start with that. And there's only one way to go with this molecule. The only way to go is to the mole. So copy the unit down here. Not mole. You see, I almost stopped at mole and it gets confusing. Molec and mole is 2 different things. See, now there's 1 mole of H2O goes on top here. Okay. 1 mole is how many molecules? 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Because the only difference is now this is a compound, so it's not atoms. All right. And so do we stop there? Does the question ask for mole? No, it doesn't. It's asking for grams. How many grams of H2O? So we got to take it one more step. 1 mole of H2O down here. Follow the pattern. How do we know what units go down there? Mole of H2O there. Bring it down to the next one. That's how you know. 1 mole of H2O, bring the unit down. Okay. And then so mass is grams of H2O. Where do I get the mass of H2O? We've done so many water already. You should know the answer now, right? 2 H's, 1 gram each. So 1 plus 1. Oxygen is 16. A couple of you keep putting 12 for oxygen on a couple of quizzes, I noticed. So oxygen, look again, is 15.999. So round that to 16. So we have a total of 18 grams of water for every mole. That's the molar mass, okay? So a couple of these cancel out. Mole cancel out. Moles cancel out. Yeah, get into the habit of canceling them out. So it explains why you put it to the bottom. Okay, so crosses out one line. You don't need to scribble over it. We still want to see that it is canceled. So just one line, cross it out like that, and that'll be beautiful. All right, so this time, remember when we divide, put parentheses around the 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd on the bottom, okay? So 6.25 times 10 to the 25th times 18 on top, divided by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Oh my, that's a big, it's like 1,000 grams of water. I hope I'm doing this right. 1/8. It's a huge number. I'm just going to round to a whole number here. Grams of H2O. 1869 grams of H2O. 1,869 grams of H2O. Okay. So the same thing with number 6 there. The same process. The same process with number 7 as well. Yeah. Number 7, now we're starting with, I'm going to help you start number 7 here. We're starting with 197 grams of NaCl. Notice a new vocabulary word here, formula units. It's the same thing as molecules, but because it's an ionic compound, it is called formula unit. But the nice thing is that it's abbreviated a little better than molecules. You can abbreviate the F period, U period. Okay, so grams of NaCl. So you know grams of NaCl will go down here. 1 mole of NaCl will go on top. Okay. And now mole of NaCl will go down here. And then now formula units of NaCl will go up here. Formula unit is kind of the same as molecules. So 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd formula units. And where do I get grams from? So figure out where you get the grams from. Plugging in, multiply the top, divide by the bottom. Okay. Notice again the units here cancel. Follow the pattern for the units. Unit here cancel, and you're left with F, U, NaCl. Formula units of NaCl. Okay. You should get the answers here. I'll post just the answers on Canvas if you want to check just your answers, so that to see if you did it right or wrong. So if you need help, you can ask your peers, work together with somebody right by you. Okay, don't need to run around everywhere. Just people around you, work with them, see if you can get any help from them. But I've shown you how to do each one of these already, so I hope you can catch the pattern. Rewatch if you need. Yeah. So good luck. Have fun.